Welcome to the weekly dose of Emuna for Shabbat Kodesh. The next couple of Shabbat audios we're going to talk based on the book from Rav Shimshon David Pinchas Zatzal, the Nefesh Shimshon. He has a wonderful new book called Shabbos Kodesh, Making the Most of Shabbos. So we're going to be taking excerpts from this wonderful book and see how it can apply to keeping Shabbos in a more profound way and a more Emuna felt way. And he has some wonderful points that I would love to see us bring out, Be'ezrat Hashem, in our Shabbat. So one of the things that Rav Pinchas talks about is he asks the question, what does it mean to greet Shabbat? What is Kabbalat Shabbat? And he talks about the whole idea of focusing on greeting Hashem. And the idea is that it's very, very hard for someone who has never met or never come in contact with something to suddenly feel or understand or experience that which you're trying to make them aware of. So the concept of understanding Shabbat Kodesh, having a sense of the closeness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that comes as a result of the work that we do throughout the entire week. Throughout the entire week, we look to elevate the mundane and bring it up one notch closer to infuse the mundane world with Hashem's presence. And in essence, the culmination of that entire week is, of course, Shabbat Kodesh, bringing that into our home and making ourselves, even though during the week we may not have the time to consciously be aware of bringing Hashem into our lives, but on Shabbat, in essence, Hashem himself knocks on our door. We don't say to him, well, please just wait a few more minutes. I'm busy doing this. I'm busy doing that. We show that we actually care about the Shabbat Queen, and we decide to leave everything else, cease everything else, and leave everything else behind and welcome the Shabbat's beautiful Kedusha and Bracha into our homes. And one of the things that we see so clearly of our desire to want to come close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is by our reciting Shir HaShirim when Shabbat begins. Shir HaShirim, the main theme of Shir HaShirim, says, may he kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. And what we see from here is even when you have your mother or your father come to visit, what do? We give them a kiss. The Shabbat arrives in our home. Hashem comes to our home. And how do we express how happy we are? We, as if, come to her. We kiss her. We hug her. And it transforms us. It transforms our home. It elevates us to a point where we feel that the minute Shabbat comes in, we should have the sense of, wow, this is a glorious moment. This is a moment where every Jew is now kissing Hashem and receiving a kiss back. That's a very, very special moment. And that's a moment where even though the children, Hashem's children, all of us have been wandering throughout the week, all week long, we understand that Shabbat is the time, a meeting place, a meeting rendezvous that we have with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And so Be'ezrat Hashem, this Shabbat Kodesh, when we light the candles, when we sing the songs of Lecha Dodi, and we say those words of kissing Hashem, we should feel the closeness, we should feel the nearness of Hashem, and that should carry us through the entire Shabbat and the leading week. Have a wonderful Shabbat Kodesh.